friends, it's Michelle and it's Wednesday again, so that means it's time for my weekly wax meltdown. That's where I go through what I have melted in the last week. As usual, I will start with my Scentsy wax because that's what I wore the most of because I am an independent Scentsy consultant. If you need a Scentsy consultant, I will leave my contact and website information in the description below so you can check those out. First, my stack is currently available scents. We have Magnolia Linen to start these out. It's sun-washed linen and a garden of magnolia and honeysuckle. And this is a great linen, like fresh laundry scent mixed with that beautiful magnolia. A little bit of sweetness from the honeysuckle. If you don't like florals or if you don't like laundry scents, this is one to absolutely try. This is a great scent. They have it in a laundry scent this year. It's strong. Definitely check that out if you have not already. Next, we've got Atlantic Air. This is Ocean Mist, Sea Salt, and White Orchid. This is a great fresh air. That white orchid gives this such a beautiful note that doesn't scream floral. There is a little bit of salt, sea salt mist in here, but it's mainly just a beautiful, clean air, out by the beach kind of scent, almost a little cold feeling as well. A strong performer. Also, try that if you haven't. Next is Paradise Petals. This is Neroli Orange Zest and Tropical White Blooms. This is a floral scent. However, that neroli and orange note really give this an interesting, fruity, slightly tart note. Definitely body care here on this one. When this first came out in the catalog, I was obsessed. I knew I was putting it in my club. It's a strong performer. My adult daughter came over a week or so ago and she smelled it, and all she said she smelled was suntan oil or lotion. So now I can't unsmell that. I'm going to keep buying it at least while it's available here during the spring summer catalog. Hopefully that'll go away for me. But just a warning, I love it. Definitely try it even if you're not a huge floral fan like myself. But also a warning that you might get tanning lotion from it, or suntan block, I guess. Next is Bonfire Beach. This is Toasted Marshmallow, White Flint, Sandalwood, Salty Sea Air, and Ocean Spray. This is usually compared to Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside, and I can definitely see why. It is a similar type scent, but it is very, very different. It's not near as sweet as the Marshmallow Fireside. There is definitely a little bit of saltiness in here from that ocean mist. And there is also a different type of woodsy, smoldering note in this one. This one, to me, is that type of woodsy note that almost leans towards a masculine cologne scent. Not quite, but almost. And Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside, for me, is more of a woodsy note. It doesn't have that almost cologne type scent to it. It is also, I would say, light to medium. It could perform better in your house. It doesn't do so well in mine, even in a small room. Not as small as like a small bathroom, but I have used it in like an average size, this size bedroom, and also the smaller bedroom that we have. And it does okay in this room. I can smell it better in the smaller bedroom though. Next, we've got Turning Red. This came out with the Disney Pixar movie Turning Red. It spoke to me, the movie did, and I like this scent. It is bright pomegranate, juicy cherry, sugar cane, and vibrant orange. So this is similar to Perfectly Pomegranate. If you have tried that, it's got that pomegranate note that is definitely up front. That's what you get the most of. It's got some sweetness added to it, but it also has like the orange, citrusy zing kind of to it that I get. And I think that's why I love it. I don't really love perfectly pomegranate. It's okay. I like it, but I don't love it. This with that added orange and the sweetness, I like it. I really like it. I've put it in my club. I don't know if I would go so far as to say I love it, because it may be one to get eventually kicked out of my club. But right now it's in there for the foreseeable future. Next, I've got, oh boy, this is the Disney Mickey inspired scent. It is juicy grapefruit, clementine, and sugared vanilla. And this is way too light for me. As you can see, I've had this one for over a year now. I was hoping it would get stronger the older it was and the more time it had to cure. This one did not get any stronger for me, being over a year old. It is kind of a fruit punch type scent. To me, it's also similar to the Chasing Rainbows collection orange, the scent orange in that collection. I believe those notes are tangerine, orange, and vanilla, whereas here we have grapefruit, clementine, and vanilla, something similar. It's very similar, but the grapefruit does add a little more tartness, a little more citrusy type of note to this. But honestly, for the performance, I would go with the Chasing Rainbows orange scent. Next, and currently available, is Totally Mini. This is Pink Melon, Hibiscus Blooms, and Juicy Apple. I love this scent. And this one also is over a year old. It did get a little stronger for me within this past year. It did okay. It was light in this room. So in a smaller room, it would probably do even better. But I like this. It's a good kind of floral, but also fruitiness. The melon in here, I think, is watermelon, but it's not a watery watermelon. It's more of a concentrated watermelon scent that's added to this with a little bit of that apple, but I would say mainly probably the hibiscus in this one. The last of the currently available Scentsy is from a brick of Skinny Dippin'. If you don't know what a brick is, it is a giant piece of wax. It's also in a clamshell shaped like this. Obviously, it's much bigger. I cut mine up. I don't like messing with the clamshell, even if I chop them all up to begin with and just have to get the, individual pieces out. It's just too messy for me. So I chop them up and put them in the bakery bags and just label them. I had about half of this one left, half the brick left, and I one day just put it throughout my entire house. So every room had Skinny Dippin' in it. Skinny Dippin' is fresh apples, refreshing melons, and juicy pears. If you do not care for any of those scent notes, don't worry. This scent, the Skinny Dippin' scent, is so well mixed, I don't think anyone will really pick out any of the notes in it. I don't usually care for melons, and I love this scent. I think partially the name also kind of throws us off. Doesn't give us any indication of what it is, but it's great. It's a good medium to strong scent throw as well. Highly recommend that if you haven't tried it out. A way to get your hands on the bricks is through Scentsy Club. That is an auto ship program where the main and largest perk, for me at least, is where you can continue getting discontinued bars. So when they're available, you put them in your club. They discontinue from the book, or the limited time offer goes away, but Scentsy still makes those for you. And then another one of the great perks is getting a brick and a giant piece of wax, almost a pound, I believe. It is almost six bars worth of wax. All right, moving on. Still at Scentsy though, not available is Graduation. And this one is Crisp Apple rich suede leather, and vintage musk. And this is really great. That vintage musk and leather give this almost like an old leather bound book type of scent, but with that apple added, it makes it a little sweeter. It's really good. Unfortunately, it's really light. If you like something with the old book kind of scent to it, I would recommend currently in the Homeworx collection, there is Ravenclaw, and that also gives me those vibes of the old book scent, but it has, instead of apple, it has the fresh air kind of note with it, so it's more of the old books with fresh air, and it is a lot stronger than this one. The only way, unfortunately, they only have it in the bundle on my website right now, but if you have a club, or you can start a club and get those individually. That's another perk of having a Scentsy club. If they're, for some reason, only sold in bundles, like our Easter collection right now, and like that Homeworx Houses wax collection, you can get them individually in a Scentsy club. Okay, moving on. My Wish. This is not currently available. It was Bring Back My Bar last year. This is Earthy Fig, Sweet Violet, and Marshmallow. This is definitely an earthy scent. A little too earthy for me, but they did try to kind of sweeten it up with that marshmallow. That's definitely noticeable, and give it a little bit of a floral note with that violet that's barely noticeable, but it is there. It's just a deep, dark, earthy, kind of sweet scent. It, for me, is fairly light to medium. Next is Summer Soleil. This is also last year's Bring Back My Bar. This is pineapple, coconut milk, and vanilla marshmallow. I love this scent. Unfortunately, it's way too light. It is that coconut milk with just a hint of that pineapple. I don't even know if you would know that it's pineapple that's coming out. Maybe. But it's just barely there, and then it's really sweet with that marshmallow. Great body care type scent, super light. And our last Scentsy is the Last Petal. Obviously, this is Beauty and the Beast inspired. It is pink grapefruit, sparkling bergamot, and flower petals. I'm not so sure the flower petals in this is actually rose. It is possible, but it's not a heavy rose type scent for sure. This is more of a grapefruit scent to me, with a little bit of floral in there. For me, it's also strong. That may just be because that grapefruit note in this one I don't really care for. But definitely, if you like grapefruit type scents, this is a must. You never know when they will bring these Disney collections back, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, next we've got some random non-Scentsy wax and candles. I've got Goose Creek Ocean Breeze, and this is Fresh Air Sea Spray Jasmine and Beach Flowers. And oddly enough, this reminds me, it's similar, of Atlantic Air. So they both have that floral note. They both have that, that sea spray kind of saltiness to it. Goose Creek's definitely has a more prominent floral, distinctive as a floral, and it also has more salt in it than the Atlantic Air. So for my preference, I like Atlantic Air better. This was strong though, and it did last a good 2 days with that good strength in my large open living room. Okay, next is Febreze April Fresh. And this, we don't get scent notes on this. It's Fresh Air, sweet springtime scent, fresh, floral, and woody is all we get on their website. If I had to compare this to anything, it would be Scentsy's Magnolia Linen. odd. I know that I have 2 scents here from Non-Scentsy stuff I'm comparing to Scentsy, but I'm assuming everybody's more familiar with Scentsy, and that's something good to compare them to. This is a super strong, in your face, possibly so much so that you won't like it. Whereas Magnolia Linen is a more, it's still a strong scent. It's just that this one is super concentrated and almost noticeable and distinctable as a like cheaper type wax, I guess. I hate to say it that way, but that's what it is. If I could not get my hands on Magnolia Linen, this would be a substitute, but I don't plan on losing my Magnolia Linen, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, wax company next is a Kringle candle, and this is Agave Pastel. Notes are tangerine, lime, red fruit accord, green leaves, wild spices, soft floral bouquet, saltwater accord. So that's a lot. If you heard the word spices, don't be afraid. It's not spicy. It's not a spicy scent at all. It is a floral, watery scent. A little bit of salt note in there, but not much at all. It's really watered down. I wouldn't call it an aquatic scent because it's not like an ocean type water. This is just a water, just water in a bowl, right? As far as the other notes, they just all blend to kind of give this a fruitiness and a little bit of citrusy, a little bit of floral. You know, it's kind of a good mix of a little bit of everything, but it is a watery scent first and foremost, for sure. And it also did well in my open concept. Next is Blueberry Muffin. Notes of blackcurrant, blueberry, brown sugar, buttercream, lemon zest, and vanilla. And this has some good reviews on YouTube. I'm not a huge bakery lover, if you don't know that already. I was expecting more blueberry in this. I got mostly muffin, and that's from the brown sugar, basically. This was a medium scent throw. If you like bakery, definitely check it out. It's got great reviews. It just wasn't what I was expecting, really. Now we're into some Kringle scents that just launched on March 1st. I say just, it's been over a month, but either way. They launched on March 1st, and I initially did not order them, and then after seeing other people's reviews, I decided to get them. There's 3 of them. The first one is Fruit and Flakes. This is notes of banana, strawberry, red berry, baked pastry, oats, cinnamon, clove, vanilla, and cooked sugar. So most people were saying they get a lot of banana. I don't get any banana, but hear me out. That is probably because of the cinnamon and clove. For me, I'm sensitive to both of those notes. So that's pretty much all I got. Cinnamon, clove, and like the kind of the flake note in there. The grain, you know, that type of note. So that's not a repurchase for me. It's interesting. I'm glad I tried it, but too much clove and cinnamon for me. Next is Marshmallow Morning. This is notes of creamy marshmallow, coconut milk, sweet praline, nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla, and marshmallow. And this one, it definitely smells like the picture. And I know you're like, does it really have a smell? Does a bowl of cereal really have? It does. It's that grain note and a little bit of that marshmallow. And oddly enough, warmed, I really liked this one. I will probably order some more of this. Probably not in a candle, large wax form, but I did enjoy it. I definitely got that marshmallow and like a light grain kind of note. Kind of surprised me. And then the last wax melt for Kringle is Beautiful Day. These notes are lemon, guava, cyclamen, sugarcane, pink tulip, jasmine, apricot, amber, vanilla cream. So this has been compared to Scentsy's aloe water and cucumber, and I can definitely see why. It's along those same line, the same line. This has got a definite noticeable note of guava in the cream, more so than aloe water and cucumber. To me, aloe water and cucumber, I can't really pinpoint what notes are in there. This I can, and I definitely get this more creamy than the aloe water and cucumber. It is a gorgeous scent. I initially tried this in the candle, and that will segue us into the candle. Initially tried it in the candle, large format, because I just knew I was going to love it based off of everyone's reviews that I was seeing. That was too light, so that's why I then got the wax melt. The wax melt is a little bit stronger. It did do a little better. I might purchase another one or two, probably not that many. And if I haven't mentioned, I don't think I did. If you're interested in trying anything Kringle, I do have a discount code for 15% off. They also are having a sale right now. There's, on their large jar candles, there's 3 for $36. Medium jars are on sale for 3 for $40. They're 3-wick candles, which are in the format of like Bath and Body Works. That's 40% off. And then they're also going to have a launch of some new candles on the 15th that will be 20% off on the day of the launch, is my understanding. And those that are coming are a botanical collection. They are going to be in gardenia, lavender, honeysuckle, lotus, rose, and tulip. So if you like those type of scents, definitely check those out. Definitely use the Melt It Michelle discount code for 15% off if you're interested in checking out their wax melts, their candles, anything. Okay, back to products. So now we'll talk about the candle in Beautiful Day. So I got this first, actually. I put it under the candle lamp that melted like the first inch or so of wax from the top down. And I left that for about a week. I could not smell it unless I was right next to it. So I poured off the top wax. I tried it under the candle lamp again for a couple days, still nothing, unless I was right on top of it. So at that point, I put it in a candle crock. And that's where it warms the entire candle, but from the bottom up. So definitely, if you're using candle lamps or candle crocks, don't try to burn a candle after you've done that. Your wicks are not good anymore. They're not going to be stuck to the bottom, glued, and to stay where they're supposed to be. They could travel, get too close to the glass. Just don't do it. And this format, the large, is 100% soy. They have a reputation for being very clean burn. So definitely check those out. You can always try the smaller wax melt size to determine if you like the scent or not, and then go for the bigger candles if you want. Okay, next is Homeworx. And if you are not already subscribed, do that right now. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, so I can use that community tab to let y'all know when there are product launches or sales of any kind. All right, now let's talk about Homeworx hibiscus flower. So, nice, beautiful label. The description is red hibiscus, mango slices, nectarine blossom, and tiare flower. This is definitely hibiscus, and I get mostly mango to go with that. These are 18 ounces, 18 ounces of wax, and it is 4 wicks. The reason I bought this candle is because it was a combo deal with one of the pedestal, Harry Slacken's pedestals that I wanted on QVC. So if I wanted that pedestal, I had to get the candle. So That's why I have this one. I would not have normally picked this out on my own. This has been under the candle lamp, and as you can see, this has melted, you know, into the center, obviously more so than the outside. To clean that up, I just have to put it under the lamp again, and once everything gets, you know, warm and melted, I can lean those sides in. No big deal. Obviously, I would not try to light this candle right now with fire. I don't actually, if you watch any of my other videos, you know I don't use open flame. I don't light candles. They all go under a candle lamp or in a candle crock. And speaking of, I had another Homeworx candle, so in the same format as this one, in Honeycrisp Orchard. But what I did, put it in the freezer upside down for a couple days, and then kind of, you know, put a little effort into it to get it out, to get the wax out of it. Then that wax pops out. The wicks are still in the wax when it comes out, but obviously they're not glued to the bottom of the jar anymore. And then I'll let it defrost. And it usually, whether it's that or the Bath & Body Works candles, when they defrost, they usually kind of crack and chunk up on their own. Depending on what I'm going to do with it, I may chunk it up a little more. This time I did chunk it up a little more. I initially thought I was going to use it in my warmers, but what I ended up doing, so I chunked it up and I put another, here we go with a bag, chopped it up and put it in this bag. The scent notes were for Honeycrisp Orchard is what I'm talking about. Sorry. Honeycrisp apple, sweet Macintosh, brown sugar, and cardamom. So a full candle fit, a full 18-ounce Homeworx candle chopped up fit into one of these bakery bags. And I used some empty Bath & Body Works candle vessels and put them in my candle crocks. And I split the whole 18-ounce candle into 2 crocks in the same area. And I got a little bit of an apple scent with a little bit of, you know, cardamom maybe. But this wasn't so much cardamom and brown sugar that it really made it strictly a fall scent. So that's why I did go ahead and do it this time of year. If it had a heavy fall type of note to it, I would not have done it. But anyway, it was fairly light. Speaking of, did I say? I don't remember if I said the strength on this. It was in a big area. I can smell it lightly, is what I would say. And now to wrap things up, I have, I think last week on my Meltdown, I also mentioned a lean cuisine of the cauliflower pizza that's really good. This week, I tried the cauliflower gnocchi, and it's what? Pesto cauliflower gnocchi bowl. This was very good. However, the gnocchi was not just cauliflower, and it's not low carb. Don't think it is. But I wanted to share it. You know, it's something that I liked this past week. Non-wax. This has 66 grams of carbs, though. So it's good, but it's not light in carbs. And that's all I have for you today. I'm very thankful for all of you that take the time to watch my videos. Leave me a comment in below about what you've been warming and any of your thoughts. Did they differ from kind of my thoughts or my experiences on the strength and throw of some of these waxes? What's your favorite scent? If you've tried any of these scents, what's your favorite scent? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video, either Saturday for whatever I film for that day, or next Wednesday for my weekly wax meltdown. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.